Hey, welcome back, everybody. Today's segment, we're going to talk about something on the red pill. The red pill, y'all. If y'all know red pill, you know from brothers like Andrew Tate. You got Rollo Tomassi. You got a mediocre tutorial reviews. You got who else? Can't think of it right now. Kevin Samuels. All these guys are red pill, right? And they paint caricatures of women, not all, women, but it's really about a certain type of woman. But I want to discuss what Rollo Tomassi said, right, about what men should do in the 21st century, right? But before I show you, I want you to see a debate between Ruslan and Rollo Tomassi. Rollo Tomassi is considered like the godfather of the red pill, and you're going to see this. And I want you to sort of see this type of conversation. All right, let's go.
Marriage.
Oh, I had a prenup.
You had a prenup, right? Dave Ramsey recommends prenups for anybody that's independently wealthy before they go into marriage.
All right, real quick, let's give a disclaimer. If you are a man that are rich, that is rich, have making multiple six figures, even just six figures, even had accumulation of assets before you get married, I will even advise, hey, get a prenup before. Cover yourself, get it done. A lot of believers in Christ will say, don't get a prenup, man. You believe God. No. Even Christian women sometimes mess up. All right. Protect yourself. I'm going to just put that out there. All right. Protect yourself. Now, if you ask me, did I get a prenup personally? No, I didn't. I was broke when I got married. I didn't have nothing. I was 20 years old, going on 21 years old when I got married. Me and my wife didn't have nothing. So everything that we had is going to what we call, what Kevin Samuels calls is have an IKEA marriage. You build your marriage. You build your wealth together. All right. This is what I have, right? Even though I am the sole breadwinner, right? I didn't have nothing, but I knew what I wanted, and I'm still building. I'm not even close to where I want to be. All right. So I advise you, men, even women who had wealth before they come into it, marriage, cover yourself by getting a prenup because you had this before this individual. If this woman that you're men, I'm talking to men right now because that's the majority of my demographic, men. If this woman says, well, you don't trust me, it's just like, hey, it ain't nothing personal. It's to protect my assets before I had you, before God blessed me with you. But that doesn't mean that you're not human. Okay? Because the reality is this, it's really not her. It's the fact that the system that we are in today do not favor men. So it'll be disingenuous of me not to acknowledge the unfavorable laws that are in place today. It incentivizes some things that are out of the men's favor, even if both parties have the same amount of income. Okay? So men, protect yourself in that way. Now, if you don't have nothing coming into it, then I'm like, hey, man, you can build because you ain't going to have nothing because you don't have nothing. All right. But now let's go ahead and keep going.
Money she didn't, correct.
You got a prenup and I protected you.
Yes.
Correct. I got buddies that have covenantal marriages per your book. Got a couple buddies. They got married. They kept the state out of it. Mm-hmm. They protected themselves. Mm-hmm. Right. And so on and so forth. So I think primarily
covenantal marriage is saying, hey, I don't believe in the state and I don't want to use the state. And men, Christian men, if you bought into this red pill stuff, do not get married. But you're like, well, I'll stay with my girlfriend and live with her. Don't do that, bro. I would rather you go into a covenantal marriage, meaning because that's what makes me married to my wife anyway. The state didn't make me married. I'm married because of the covenant that I did between God and me and my wife. But I wanted it to be recognized by the state because of privileges that you get. Okay. And that's something that we can talk about later on the back end if y'all want to. All right. But even covenantal marriage, man, you can still protect yourself even in that way. Right. Because covenantal marriages, it allows you to protect yourself and keep the state out of it. So there's no excuse why we're not marrying these women who are godly women, trustworthy women, right? And make them an honest woman. Don't just be laying with them, because that's not what we're supposed to do anyway before marriage. Okay, but let's keep it going.
This caricature of marriage, man, is I think very toxic. On top of which you go on to glorify how being a virgin is ideal in a marriage. Which is
for the woman,
for both people.
For the man too.
For the man, we could correlate body count.
You could. Hold on. What?
We could correlate body counts.
That's where I'm gonna start weighing here, gentlemen.
We could correlate.
Oh my gosh! As soon as it says men can need to be virgins, and it statistically is proven, the lower the body count, the happier you are in your marriage. Right? Women, don't allow these men to put numbers on your body, miles on your body. Wait for your husband. There's a science behind it. Statistics have proven it's going to be harder for you to pair bond with your husband. Husbands, men, do not rack up your body count. It affects you as well. Statistics has shown it. Those who rack up bodies, guess what? You're going to have a harder time in marriage. I'm telling you, that is a fact, y'all. Don't allow these guys to feed you venom. It is all a lie. It may be fun now because you're getting your Jimmy wet all day and every day, whatever the case may be, but you're going to feel the effects later. You wonder why you're on your third marriage. You wonder why you can't keep a woman. You wonder why the women, y'all sisters, can't keep a man. You wonder why you cannot feel, okay, you're not satisfied sexually. It's because it's going to be hard for you to pair bond. If you don't know what that word is, look it up.
Body counts to less happiness in a sex life. The higher, more partners you have, the less likely
you
are
to be happy
in marriage sexually. That's proven. I think
if you don't know what you're missing, if ignorance is bliss.
100%. Sure. So, and on top of it, and this is the part I'm probably most bummed about, and you identify.
But this is the thing. You're not missing anything. Now, I get it. Some are bigger than others, women. There are some jokers stuff is bigger than others. But the reality is this. What you have, you'll be satisfied if, guess what? If that's all you know. Logically, it makes sense. Logically, it makes sense. Okay? But there's also something that happens when you're having relations with multiple people. A part of them are with you. And that takes years and years, okay, for that stuff to break off. If it does. But we like to think that it's okay to just sleep with whoever we want to, and then think there's no repercussions for that. There are, man. There are.
As a Christian, as a follower of Jesus, I'm bummed, Rollo, that you left out all the statistics about how unlikely you are to get divorced if you are a person of faith who practices their faith. Now, I know you're going to say that's the no true Scotsman argument. It's not. If you believe in earning wealth, you're going to do certain things to practice earning wealth. If you believe the Lakers are the best basketball team, you're going to wear a jersey and go to a game occasionally. If you profess to be a Catholic or a Christian, you do things that show that, and that you go to church, you pray, you do certain things. So when we factor all of these different variables together, when we factor in, hey, if you make more than an average person, hey, if you have a great sex life, if you maybe have a prenup, if you have independent wealth, if you're a person of faith, the divorce rate plummets way off the ground, lower body count. And that's the part, Rollo, that I'm like, man, this is such a caricature of marriage that I was really bummed out that you as a Christian didn't put any of this in there with the caveat. And I appreciated you putting the virgin thing in there because I thought that was fair of you. And that's the part where I go, man, if the optimal environment for our buddy Sauce is to one day get married to have kids, why would we not tell him that? Why would we keep this information from him? Why would we omit this?
Is that your goal? Is that your goal to do that? That's first and foremost. Is like, what do you want as a man right now? Because right now we're in the 21st century. We're 21 years into 21 and a half years into the 21st century. Okay, we're still clinging to old order ideals. We're still clinging to a 20th century, actually probably like an 18th century ideal when it comes to monogamy. We are not looking at it from a post-sexual revolution. And I'm saying for better or worse. I'm not saying this. Okay, I don't deal in shoulds. I deal in is. Okay?
But you do though, because you prescribe very specific things in your book, The Rational Male. We can get into that later.
I understand.
But you do prescribe things, Rollo.
And this is the thing. There's nothing about informing people about what is happening in today's culture. But the problem with Rollo Tomassi is this, y'all. He will say what is and then give what should. But he's going to say, oh, no, that's not prescriptive. I'm not giving prescriptions. I don't tell people what to do. I'm just telling them what is. He purposely becomes disingenuous so that it clears him from all responsibility. But the thing that he doesn't tell you is this. He is married.
Bing bong.
He's married to one wife for over 20 years.
Bing bong.
He has children.
Bing bong.
And he claims to be a Christian.
Bing bong.
But he feeds everybody else garbage.
Bing bong.
This is why it's important to know who you're getting your information from. A lot of men today are eating up red pill content, and half of these men don't even live the lives that they say. They feed the majority garbage that don't even pertain to them. It doesn't. This is the perfect example, and this is your king. And I'm going to show you how disingenuous this is. He's claimed to be a Christian over and over again, and he feeds and then on top of that, he gives prescriptions to people, not literally prescription, but he prescribes a lifestyle for young men that are opposite of his faith. He pretty much leads people in a life of sin. Total opposite of the faith. Like, you see the incongruency here, right? Let's keep it going.
I make a point to be as objective. I know it's impossible to be entirely objective.
Right. You believe in objective truth,
they have
but
an obligation to it.
But you prescribe certain
I don't
things.
prescribe anything.
Yes, you
Okay,
do.
well, we can come back to that.
So let me explain.
All right, real quick, bro. I'm gonna show you he prescribes something. This is literally his one of his recent tweets. Boom. He literally tweeted this, right? I have it highlighted. Okay, yo, when was this tweet? Don't know, but it was literally recent. Let me make sure this joint is up so you can see. Rollo Tomassi, this is his Twitter. The quickest path to becoming a high value man. He's literally telling you what to do. 1, do not get married.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Avoid family creation.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Vasectomy in your 20s.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Bro, lift consistently. Eliminate all sedations. Learn game and networking. Play to your strengths. Build wealth. Resist easing up on your focus. Bruh, what is this man talking about? Don't get married. Get a vasectomy in your 20s? Get a vasectomy in your 20s? Bruh. And I pray nobody's listening to this dude. But guess what? He's considered the godfather of the red pill, right? Imagine there are 20-year-olds where their brain is not even fully developed. And they're going to listen to this and cut their chances of building an actual family. Statistically, it's proven majority of men who get married typically begin to do well in their finances and typically to do better when they are married. Men who are not married in their 40s have a higher chance of what? Suicide. Like, really think about that. Men who typically begin to have children tend to do better. Statistics have shown this. And he's telling you to do the opposite. Mind you, this is nothing close to what Christ prescribes. And if you're a believer in Jesus and you're listening to this dude, I would say you need to shut your computer down, bruh. This is not how we do life as believers in Christ. Again, like I said, this is not what we do. All right, this is not what we do. And I'll tell you this. Okay, live consistently. Yes, we as men need to live consistently. Get your weight up. Not meaning like your actual body weight. Well, I do mean that. But, bro, you need to lift. Gain muscle, lean muscle. Don't be lean muscle, all right? Eliminate all sedations. XXX. That sedates you. Video games, it sedates your creativity. It sedates your drive. Learn game and networking. I would say you really do need to learn how to speak to women. Men, single Christian men, even if you're not a Christian, You need to learn how to communicate with women. And as a man, it's important for you to have a good network. I'm learning that. I need to do better in that. But I see the value in having a solid network because you are as good as the people around you. Okay? Play to your strengths, build wealth. He is right. Play to your strengths, build wealth. But I would also say, while you're playing on your strengths, build wealth, but also build on your weaknesses. Strengthen your weaknesses so that they become strengths. Resist easing up on your focus. Yes, I agree with that. But he still has some prescriptions that he said he don't prescribe nothing, which he literally lied and said, I do not get married. Avoid family creation. What? And get a vasectomy in your 20s. Because they're telling you this because they're describing a certain type of woman. Not all women, because you can't. And look what Ben Shapiro's response was. The quickest path to becoming a high value man. Stay healthy. That comes with your fitness. Get a job. Go and actually get a skilled job. Look at the market, see what the need is for this, in the market that you're living in. Gain the skills required. Go into the job market. Get married. Yes, get married. Okay, we may have to do another topic of how to look for the right woman. And if you want that, let me know in the comments. Go to church/synagogue. Yes, Christ was a sinner and still is the sinner. Because guess what? Those who truly practice their faith tend to do and way better than their counterparts because you're actively living your faith out with Christ, because the principles that Christ has laid out for us, it produced nothing but good fruit. Have kids. God has called us to multiply. God has called us to be multipliers of our race, of our community. Develop a skill set, which I already said, then deploy it in the most market-driven way, meaning know how to make money with the skill set that you have. Continue to learn more about how to I ain't gonna say monopolize, but how to use the skill set that you have and flip it on its head so that you can make more than what you're making now. All right? You should be already thinking about multiple ways of making money. And if you're not, I challenge you to do so. Right? And this is what, and this is all I want. A lot of men are searching for answers how to be better. And sometimes these red pill community guys can address real problems that we need answers to. And sometimes they'll give good advice, but they'll also give some horrible advice because they do it as an anecdotal. And they market to a specific type of woman, and they describe a specific type of woman. Because guess what? Fresh and Fit is in Miami. What kind of women go there? Exactly. Very superficial type of women. Not to say there are certain things you still can't learn from these dudes, like how to be a competent man in the sense of learn skills. Stop worrying about women. Yes. If you are not a competent man, you don't need to be worrying about women right now. Right? You need to build your skill set, build your frame, build your mental frame. Make more money. Build your relationship with Jesus. Hear what the vision is for what your life is according to what Jesus has purposed it to be. Because guess what? Once you know those things, especially the purpose, your purpose and your vision that God has laid out before you, you're able to filter through the women that try to approach. You're able to know, okay, are they going to align themselves with the vision of God that God has placed in my life? And if they're not willing or is a faith goer, or not a faith goer, but a person of the faith, that automatically disqualifies them. I don't care how gorgeous she is. All right. A lot of y'all choose based off of what she makes you feel rather than what she can do to add to the vision or add to you. What kind of value she actually brings outside of your feelings. Okay. Will she be a good mother? Will she nurture your children? Will she help encourage you to keep going forth? Hey, will she cover you and undergird you in prayer? These are the things. Okay, can she hear from God? These are the things that you need to be focused on. Do I have a value skill set that I can bring to the market? How do I flip it and make more money? How do I monetize it? These are the things as men we need to be thinking about, because once you're competent, the right woman, and you have choices, and you're not left with what you can just pick from like leftovers. You will have able to choose rather than choose from what you have no choice but to choose from. But hey, man, y'all let me know in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know if I'm off. Let me know if you think any comments is good comments. Any feedback is good feedback. But hey, bro. Hey, what do I know, right? But until next time, grace and peace.